In this video, I'm going to teach you how to change website themes colors with CSS custom properties or variables and JavaScript. As I show you, you're going to be able to change colors and also switch between dark and light mode. As usual, I've already sort of have the structure here. So I've changed the title and I've linked the CSS. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to have a div with the class buttons container. In here, H2, choose your colors, something like that. Nothing really fancy. Then a button with ID, let's use red, colors. And then here blue colors, and then green. Okay, so then down here another div with a class container, and then a simple paragraph with random text, and then a button, read more, something like that. Okay, so this is basically a structure, and you can see here nothing works, of course, because this is just the HTML. Okay, so then we're gonna have a look at the CSS. First of all, I'm gonna use root. By the way, if you don't know how CSS custom properties, also called variables, work, make sure you go and check out my other video, because there I explain you how everything works and how you can use them. So I highly recommend you go and check that out, because that's really important to know that, because otherwise you're not going to understand how this whole thing works. Okay, so go and check that out and then come back and continue with this video. So first color, set it equal to, so second color, set it equal to, like that. Okay, so this is my two colors, my two variables. Okay, then body, background color, var. As I said, go and check that video out. And then color, first color. Okay, then the buttons container, display flex, justify content center, and align items center. Then buttons container button, so all the buttons, we'll give them a margin of 10 pixels and height 30 pixels. Okay, so then a little padding to the container, and container button padding 5 pixels, then border 1 pixel solid var color, then the background color var second color, then the color first color. Okay, so this is the whole thing. Okay, actually I want all the buttons to be like that, so I'm gonna do something like this. As you can see, you've got all the buttons. Okay, and then when I hover over the buttons, I want them to change a little bit. first color, then the background color, first color, and then the color, well, second color. Let's save it and see. As you can see, you've got a really cool effect here. Okay, so this is basically the CSS. We're not gonna change anything else. Okay, so let's go back to our index.html and down in the script. Okay, first of all, let's get all the buttons. Let's go to red btn document.selector and going to get the red. Okay, then let's do something like this: blue, green, blue, green. Okay, perfect. Then let's do red btn dot add event listener. When I click on it, our function document element dot style dot set property, and do something like first color and then another value like that. Then same thing here for the second color. Okay, so basically when you click the button, red button here, red colors, okay, then I'm going to set the property, so basically this one here to this value, and this here, this value. So basically I'm starting out with these colors, red colors. These are the default ones, and then here, of course, if I click the red button, I need to have the same colors, of course, because we're starting out with them and we need to keep them. Okay, so then I'm going down to the blue, add event listener, same thing. Actually, I'm going to do something like this to save time. So blue, and here I'm gonna change this to something like, and here I'm going to change to something like, okay, and then again for the green, so green, actually let's call it btn here, and here btn. All right, here I'm gonna go for, and like that, 8, 6, 8. Okay, perfect. So basically here we've got all our event listeners. So we get the buttons and we change properties based on what we click. So let's try that out and see if that works. Red colors, of course, it stays red. Blue colors, as you can see, you've changed everything just with one little click. And then green colors, and that's exactly the same. So as you can see, it works perfectly. And we just needed this little bit of code, basically nothing, and just these properties. And you could have like loads of other elements with those properties, and that will work as well. So this is really cool. But let's now try to change, because here basically you click a button and you don't sort of have to remember the state, but things change when you have to remember the state. So for example, when switching between dark and light mode, because you've got just one little button and you need to remember, am I in light mode or dark mode? Because if I am in dark mode and I sort of click the button, I need to switch to dark mode and vice versa. Okay, so before showing you that, I'm gonna just show you one thing. So if you open the developer tools, you can see that whenever you change the custom properties, you change them here. Okay, so as you can see, the custom properties change here. Basically, you're sort of setting an inline style with the variables, okay, to the HTML element. Okay, I just wanted to show you what happens when you change variables, when you change custom properties. Okay, so let's close that and let's continue with the video. Okay, so I've already two new files here, index1 and main CSS1. Okay, I'm gonna close the other down. Okay, so here I just a title, switch mode. I changed the CSS name. Okay, I'm gonna have a div with the class as before. Inside just a button with the ID toggle mode. Inside dark, then paragraph with random text. Okay, let's also go live with the other one. Okay, switch mode. As you can see, now you've got that. Perfect. The style is going to be root and first color white and second color black. Body background color var first color and then the color var second color. The container just a little padding, not 400. Okay, so this is just what we've got. We're not gonna make anything fancy here. Now let's get started with a script. Okay, first of all, we're going to get the button. Document.query selector. And then, first of all, as here we don't have like a button for dark and a button for light, we need a way to remember the state of the mode. So, am I in dark mode or am I in light mode? So, we're gonna do that with the data set mode equal to light, because we're starting out with light. Okay, so we can then add an event listener, click, gonna get the event because we're gonna need that, and inside of here we're going first of all to get the current mode. Document.body.dataset.mode. Okay, and then if the current mode is equal to light, then we're going to change the property document element dot style dot set property. So first color black, let's duplicate that, second color white, and then we're going to change the dataset mode to dark, of course, and then inner HTML to light. Else if the current mode is dark. Then I'm going to copy that and paste that down here, because we just need to change this to white and this to black, this to white and this to dark. Okay, so basically here we are getting the mode from the dataset, and if the current mode is light, we're going to change that accordingly to make that dark, and vice versa if the current mode is dark. So let's try that out and see if it works. So let's get here, let's click dark. As you can see at the bottom, light, dark, light, dark. Let's open up the developer tools so you can see what happens. So basically here you've got data mode light. If you click, it becomes dark. If you click, it becomes light. And also the variables up here change. Okay, so this is basically how you can make your theme dark or light really quickly with CSS custom properties, what's called variables, and JavaScript.